Everybody's dancing.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of influences and people that I look up to, but my main influence and people that I really look up to is like Bob Marley, the king of reggae. You know, I used to.
God bless him.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the king. You know, my mum and dad always bought his albums, so you know Bob was dear to us. We knew most of his songs and all that. And then for toasting, like MCing, my first real influence was a guy called Big U, and he made about 3 albums, and we had all of them. And like I just loved his voice, and you know, it weren't like how MCs are doing songs now. It was just like he'd accompany the rhythm. You know what I mean? He'd like come out with catchy phrases and stuff like that, and I just loved it. I just loved him. Burning Spear was another one, and you know, as a musician, as a person, as a kid that loved music from very young, you know, I listened to pop music as well, and like some of my favourite artists like David Essex, and one of my favourite tunes is Bohemian Rhapsody. You know what I mean? It's one of the best tunes ever made, you know.
It's a big tune.
Yeah, so you know, and then you got the R&B guys like Otis Redding, Marvin Gaye, because all them tunes, all them albums were in our house. You know what I mean? You knew them tracks, they were played, the Four Tops and all that, and it's things like that that really made me love music. You know what I mean? Even ABBA had some wicked tracks. You know what I mean? And because when you're growing up in England, you get Top of the Pops on a Thursday, and you got the radio when you're eating your breakfast to go to school in the morning. Do you know what I mean? And you're hearing all these songs, and as a musician, I don't discriminate against songs. If it's got a lovely beat, I like it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put myself in a barrel and say that's me. You know what I mean? I'm an all-rounder. You know what I mean? So you know, a lot of people, you know, made me love music, but my main person, my main 2 people that really got me into MCing would be Big Ute, and the next guy further down the years called Papa Tyan, who was a reggae DJ. Yeah, so they were the main people for me.
Yeah, it's about the same type of thing, because you know, obviously we're brothers, so it's the same upbringing and everything. But also Rodigan on a Saturday night when we was young. Rodigan on the radio, man, jeez. Amazing listening to him play dub music and that, and you know, you can only get it once a week, and then on a Sunday afternoon you get Tony Williams. So just at the weekend, that's when you get reggae on the radio, and that's when Rodigan he'll play new tunes. He'll play them big youth tunes that Deman's talking about, Dillinger, U-Roy, and you hear all them artists chatting, and then getting to the up-to-date artists and that. So yeah, reggae is the biggest influence for us, obviously, because we're coming from that background. But yeah, and then you know, you pick up influences as you go along, and you know, in the rap scene, we loved what Wu-Tang done and Def Squad and all that. You know what I mean? Them man there, we'd listen to them daily. The CD would be in the car just spinning round and round. You know what I mean? So yeah, all them type of
that's
things.
the beauty of music, isn't it? And it just shows true artists. You don't kind of just stick to one thing. You just open-minded and taking it all in. It's been like over 20 years now, more than that, right, of Ragga Twins going strong. And you've experimented with a lot of different music styles like reggae and hip-hop and dance, but where do your hearts truly lie at? And I think I know the answer to this, but I want to hear it.
Right now, my heart, it really lies in jungle. Definitely lies in jungle. I love reggae to bits and everything, and you know, reggae made me, but you know, jungle, that really put us on the map worldwide and everything. So you know, I have to put my heart into jungle.
Same thing. I mean, we had a tremendous career on the sound system on reggae, but we didn't make a lot of tracks. So when we came into this jungle thing, it gave us more of a studio life, more of a recording life, more of a touring life. So, you know, I've put my all into it, and it's given me back pleasure beyond what I could expect. So I'd say like jungle, D&B, that's where my heart is. You know what I mean? I love reggae, I love hip hop, I love soul, you know what I mean? But I adore jungle, drum and bass.
So what would you say to people who just stick to like mainstream music and who haven't discovered the like London underground music scene?
I'd say, you know, you've got to try everything, because, you know, we've been to places where I feel a little bit out of place here. It's a bit too uppity for me. So I try, you know, you got to try it. You can't, because they're the same sort of people who say, oh, I'll never go to no underground thing because it's this and that. But you don't know until you try it. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, you know, you've got a lot of people that are born out in the suburbs, their families are bankers and lawyers and all that. They're in there. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the in thing. So I'd say try it. If you don't like it, then you don't have to stay, but at least try it. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I come across people, you know, I'll tell them I love drum and bass so much, and they'll say something like, oh, it all sounds the same, or it's just noise. What would you say to people like that?
I'll tell them to come and listen, and then because if you ain't heard it, yeah,
Don't judge.
don't judge it.
But
That's right.
Even if they have heard it and they're saying it's noise, tweak your ears, you know what I mean? Because it's not noises. There's something in there, you know what I mean? It's not just noise, you know what I mean? You know, tunes are made with high precision now. You know, the quality is 100%. You know, it's not just throwing all sorts of instruments in there and yeah, we got this. You know, you've got some high class producers out there. So I'll just tell them, listen, if it's too much noise for you, stay out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, we don't want no narrow-minded people. You know what I mean?
Go back to Britney Spears.
Yeah, you have to broaden your
Go
horizon.
to where you
innit?
can hear it.
You got to broaden your horizon, and if you're really into music, you got to broaden your horizon and listen to everything, really, innit? You know what I mean?
But you know that, like, well, in my experience anyway, you know, people who often say that usually haven't really listened to any of
That's
it.
it. They haven't listened. They haven't listened because it doesn't sound the same. Techno sounds the same
Minimal.
because I've listened to it.
I always wait for the drop and it never comes.
That's right, because it's always dropping.
So
You know what I mean?
non-stop
So-
drop.
You know what I mean? And house is like that as well, I can say. That's the same thing. To me, house sounds the same. Sounds the same.
Kind of what I love about drum and bass. I mean, it brings in a lot of ethnic sounds to it as well. For me, I'm loving the kind of tribal, deep, dark rhythms. It's just so unique.
It's got that feeling, that soul, and you know what I mean. It's just got everything. It's got beat. It's, you know what I mean. You can't beat it right now.
Come to a drum and bass rave and you know you stand out there. Oh, I'm not feeling this. There's something wrong with you. You're not really, music's not really getting through you. You're not really hitting your eardrums right. You know what I mean? Because even the worst is there's a tune that I detest, and when it comes on I still like, but I don't like the tune. But it's drum and bass, and I still nod my head. I'm not going to disclose what tune that is, but you know I can't stand it. Flinty knows what tune it is, and I hear it, and he looks at me, and especially if we're on, especially if it's played in our set. Do you know what I mean? The tune comes on, he looks at me, and but as soon as he looks away, and I'm like, you still be there nodding your head. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And it's the community feel as well that it creates. It's really.
There's so much love in a rave, you know what I mean? Everybody, you know, I'm not gonna say there's never been a fight in a rave, or you know you get trouble in everything. There's trouble in everything, but it's not as bad as it used to be. You know, there's a lot of love. You know, a lot of people know each other. You know, you got different groups, and that group mixed with that group mixed with that group, and then they all mix everybody. You know, you go outside in the smoking area, people's out there chatting, having a drink. You come back, people are raving together. You know, people are, you know, it's just so much love. You know what I mean? Proper thing. You know what I mean? You can't. I don't know, because I don't really go anywhere else. To tell you the truth. But the love I feel in there is, it's proper things. I mean, I've heard of man's going to certain raves and like the woman rate is like 10-1 and they're fighting each other. There's no love in there. Either the music's making you fight or you don't fancy the women, you know what I mean? So something's wrong, you know what I mean? Because in drum and bass, everybody's dancing. You ain't got time for war. Leave that. Take that
you leave it
else.
at the door, the
That's
ego.
right.
Like, so many of my mates have been brought together by the love of the music.
People's made their kids through listening to the music.
Jungle
you know what I mean? People's met their wives and husbands in jungle music. You know what I mean? You know, we've got a lot of people that come up and say, "Oh, my grandmother used to listen to you." You know what I mean? Really? You know what I mean? All them sort of things. So and that's just showing you love. You know what I mean? Because obviously the grandmothers and the grandfathers talk to their grandkids about what they used to do, how they used to rave, and mention a few people. And they've mentioned the Ragga Twins, and they come up to us and say, my mum said she used to rave to you years ago. You know what I mean?
I told her I'm going out to see Ragga Twins tonight. Say, you're gonna have a blinding.
Or she's jealous, or they take a photo of you. You wait till I show my mum this. She ain't gonna talk to me for days. You know what I mean? Because her days are finished, and it's my days now. You know what I mean? It's wicked. The ambient and the camaraderie in drum and bass is second to none.
Yeah, and even between the artists as well.
Yeah.
You know, the artists,
they all get on. We all get on. All the MCs, we all get on. You know what I mean? So
we're influencing each other.
Yeah, we all got love and respect for each other. You know what I mean? Nobody's trying to be better than anybody else. You do your thing, I do mine. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And that's how it's supposed to be.
One love. So do you think everything happens for a reason?
Well, that happened for a reason because we just 2 weeks prior to him coming in the shop said, we're not doing this sound system reggae thing no more, we've got to change. And at that time, Rebel MC had his Street Tough and Daddy Freddy had his ragamuffin hip-hop thing. And we like that because they both had the reggae feeling and we said, we can do that. And then he comes in my shop and says he wants to sample me for some acid house music, and then I just says to him, well, yeah, that's no problem, but what can you do for me and my brother? Well, I said, what can you do for me? And he said, yeah, come down, we can do some tunes together. Do you know what I mean? I goes, well, I'm not coming by myself, I'm going to bring my brother with me, because at that time we'd done everything together, and we've got another brother. We're so tight. Do you know what I mean? We're the three younger brothers of the family. We've got 2 older sisters and an older brother, but the younger ones, we kind of like rave together because we was in that age group, you know what I mean? So I said, when we played football, we played for the same team, you know what I mean? And we raved and moved with the same people for most of our life. He's been like my best friend for most of my life. And I said, I ain't going nowhere without him, so he's got to come with it, you know what I mean? Whether we're going to be together or not, I've got to bring him to this thing as well. And that's when they said to us, well, we don't think you should be separate artists, you should be a double act. We think you'll go further as a double act, because we was going there to do tunes for ourselves, Flinty, Badman and Deman. They said, I reckon you lot should be a double act. Do you know what I mean? So, and that change, that is the turning point for Ragga Twins, even before Ragga Twins the name had come out, because as I said, if he never come in that shop, we wouldn't. I doubt if we'd be having this interview right now. Do you know what I mean? Or you might have been having an interview, but not with Ragga Twins. You know what I mean? You might have been having an interview. We might have been 2 separate artists. Do you know what I mean? But I think the fact that we're together as Ragga Twins, that's why we've had this longevity. Because as separate artists, who knows? It might have finished a long time ago.
Together you're stronger.
Together we're strong. You know what I mean? We're strong.
Have you ever had beef with each other along the way? Any fights?
Don't come to blows, but
I never come to blows, but you get heated and
heated debates.
I'm always doing wrong, and I do things wrong, but I argue it because I don't think I'm wrong. But you have an argument, don't talk for a couple of hours.
But as soon as we hit the stage,
who's the sulky one?
I mean, he is definitely the sulky one, the late one, everything.
because I have to do all the driving at the moment. Yeah.
You're
That's
the
at the
icebreaker.
moment. That's at the moment.
Yeah, but even when I wasn't doing, even when we both was driving, you still
There
didn't
we
come
go.
to my
You
house
see.
to pick me up. I always,
There we
I
go.
mean,
You see.
but it's not. We leave it there. Yeah.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love.
Everybody's dancing.